It's no secret that I'm a Thomas fan. Not Thomas the Train, Thomas the Tank Engine. Let's just get that point cleared for 1 second, okay? I like Thomas the Tank Engine. I still do to this day, just not so much the newer stuff, but definitely the old stuff. The old stuff's my nostalgia. And what I like to see, if you saw my last review, I like to see things that are out of the box. I like to see things that are unorthodox. I like to see fan works that decide to push the envelope in terms of what they can do. Now, I thought that, after Brotherhood of the Seed, I thought I was going to find something, worse. But I stumbled across something recently that I really was not expecting to find. Thomas fan films are really hard to, find that are good. Like, man, the Thomas community itself is just very, not as good as it used to be. But, there have been, one or two people that have stepped up, and they've decided to make their own image of Thomas of what I think it should be. Just a little grittier, a little more realistic, that sort of thing. So, what I have for you guys today is a fan work called Tobias and the Half-Pariah. Let's take a look. Greetings, every peoples. This is your cult of personality, ToonKriticY2K's name. Toons are the name of my game. Or at least not this time. Well, maybe, sort of, depending on how you look at this. Yeah, I'm looking at a Thomas fan film called Tobias and the Half-Pariah by Tynes... Oh god, I'm gonna butcher his name. It's... What did I put down? Tynes Senesith? He's gonna kill me. He's gonna be in the comments. He's like, "You rascal! Why you messed up my name?" Tynes Senesath or whatever. I'm really sorry if I got that name wrong. Yeah, this is a 2-hour-long movie, or at least almost 2-hour-long movie. It's considered a movie because I'm pretty sure if it was just 30 minutes, it would just be a sort of small little fan film. But this is a full-up movie, and I was surprised. Like I said, I stumbled across this completely on accident. I was looking up some stuff, and then I noticed this 2-hour-long Thomas thing, and I'm just like, okay, I have 2 hours, why not? It was late at night, and I figured, I need something to fall asleep to. I thought it was going to be meh, but I was really blown away by it. I was really not expecting it to be, that good. So, what exactly is this story about? Okay, so it is set, man, I don't think they were exactly clear, but I'm pretty sure it's around the time of season 1. That I view this as sort of like an alternate universe sort of thing. Toby is... Okay, you all know the story. You know the story where Toby, his railway closes down and gets taken to, the other place that's by, Knapford and stuff. That story is already fine, but we find out that Toby is a lot stronger and faster than everybody, and we can't seem to figure out why. And what ends up happening is that, I don't want to spoil too much. I want you guys to be interested. But the Diesels are after him because they believe he has something. They know he's unusual. They're trying to figure out, okay, what's going on here? We're going to listen to our master. And it's a little complicated to explain, especially when they get to the big reveal. But it's interesting because you don't know what's going on. You don't know why Toby is being hunted down. And they play this out pretty good, with the chase scenes and the attacks and whatnot. You never thought there would be fight scenes in Thomas, but this is pretty good. There's some great intensity to this. So Toby is like, oh crap, what am I gonna do? Because he's being hunted down, and he looks like people are trying to kill him or bring him quietly to their master or whatnot. And when you find out who the master is, well, you figure out who it is, I think, a little bit into the film, and you're like, what the hell? Who's this guy? Well, what's going on? That sort of thing. By the time you get an hour in, you're really invested in what's going on, and I think that's great, because the story right off the bat captures you. It gets you interested. You want to see exactly what happens next, especially when the master is revealed. You're just be like, go on. It's like you have the attention and whatnot, which I think is great. Not a lot of fan films today I've seen can do that. And with what, man, I had a lot to say. I was talking to this guy on Skype. I had so much to say. But, yeah, the story itself is really good. There's great pacing to it. It's careful with its pacing. It doesn't go all out. And it just, the flow of it seems to go at a good pace to where, you know, you don't get bored. You want to see, like I said, you want to see what happens. What else? Character-wise, yeah. The great thing is that this guy captures the characters perfectly. Like, down to their basic core personality. Unlike some other, you know, person or place that is using Thomas and is horribly sucking at their personalities, I think. Not saying any names. The characters in this, the main ones are Toby, Gordon, Thomas, and the Master. And that's 4 core characters right there. That's good to work with. Toby in this one is a lot more reserved. He is not really trusting of other people because he knows that people have looked upon him like a freak. It's told from his perspective. And Henrietta's also involved in this. Henrietta, you know, gets some character. You know, she gets some sass. You know, she gets some, like, she's the voice of reason practically for Toby. And that's good because it seems like he relies on her for a lot of stuff. And she's, you know, the smart one that sets him straight on a lot of occasions in the movie. Thomas gets a smaller role in this. He's sort of like Toby's, you know, help. He's the sidekick, I guess. And all the other engines don't really get anything. They get, like, very small appearances, which is fine, I guess. I'm not really complaining on that. Gordon's the only other one that sort of serves as sort of an antagonist, especially with what he does involving Toby and Percy. Like, he pulls one thing in this, and it almost causes some complete chaos, and he gets his butt booted right off the island. So, yeah, there's a lot more, like, okay, if people have seen, like, Sword of the Dark Times, there's that tone captured from it, and it's implanted here into the characters. There's a very serious drama going on with all these characters, and you're stirring the pot, trying to, like, you know, see how much you can, like, create. And most series would have a problem handling drama because then there's so much on your plate that you can't even handle it. And I noticed that there's also not a lot of humor in this. But, you know what, that's fine. You know, the little humor you get are, like, tiny chuckles here and there. So, it at least keeps you wow, I keep saying it keeps you interested. Well, that's the big thing for me. It keeps you interested. A Thomas fan film kept me interested. I haven't seen one, like, he also did another one before this, and I'll talk about that one, like, some other time. But I'm just focusing on this one, Tobias and the Half-Pariah. Yeah, they call him Tobias. They only call him, like, Toby. Well, Toby prefers to be called as Toby for a while. But I like this. And the Master, oh my god. He is a very convincing villain. I will say that. Like, I haven't seen a good, like, intimidating villain, very twisted and dark villain in a long, long time. Visual. By the way, did I mention that this is all made in Train Simulator? Yeah, that's the part that threw me off. Just like in Sword of the Dark Times, this was all made in Train Simulator. And it really worked out. This guy helped edit some, well, at least I think he did. He had, like, new faces. He had his own music. Like, oh, at least almost all of it is his. Like, he self-composed some of it. And let's see, cinematography-wise, that's great. It really, like, all the camera shots and all that, it feels like it's an actual movie, which is really great in my opinion. What else? Man, there's so much to say about this movie that I'm so impressed with. I'm genuinely impressed. Like, it gives me new hope in Thomas, I think. Like, if we had stories like this, you know, I would watch Thomas, like, no problem. And I think we need, like, a darker sort of edge to Thomas. Like that World War II movie we were supposed to get, but we're probably not ever going to get because of lack of interest. Okay, yeah, let's take a look at this. If this was made into an actual Thomas movie, people would watch it. I assure you of that. But you take all of this together, and you have a very impressive, very well-detailed, just all the components work. It's great to see all of that work. People might be put off by the fact that it's like almost 2 hours long, But you've sat through 2-hour-long movies before. You sat through the Avengers. You've sat through Avatar. You've sat through Transformers. This isn't going to be too much of a big deal to work with, you know? So, I would definitely recommend this. I would also recommend his other film, My Sari. Yeah, My Sari. I think that's how he said it. He's also got some other stuff planned. And, yeah, he's got, like, I think maybe 2 or 3 more projects down the pipeline. And, yeah, I am going to be conducting an interview with this guy. So when that interview goes up, click on the linky right here and also in the description, which will take you right to it. Overall, I give this fan film 9 out of 10. Actually, no, I would go so far as to give it a 9.5 because, trust me, I've seen a lot of stories. I've seen a lot of fan films. I've seen a lot of movies and fan works and all this other stuff. But Tobias and Half-Pariah for me is the one exception that proves that if you think you've seen it all, trust me, you haven't.